Peace and love, family. Peace and love. Giving all praise to Allah. I would like to extend honors to the Prophet and to all divine prophets. I'd like to also extend those honors to all of you. For when man honors man, he honors Allah. Um, um, it's definitely, we want to take the time today to go over medicine from a Moorish perspective, from a holistic, naturopathic, and homeopathic perspective. Just going to put this disclaimer up so that everyone understands what's going on here and we have no issues. All right, with that being said, we're going to move forward. And just be clear that this is an open forum. So any questions you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. I will answer them to the best of my ability, and I will keep my eye on the chat to make sure that I can see any questions that may be put in the chat. So that means that if you have any health issues, if you are experiencing something in your family needs some help, feel free to ask. I'm here to basically give the information away. I am available for consultation. I'll provide that information. Matter of fact, it's right here at the bottom. You can go to my website or you can call the number and feel free to make an appointment. And if you have any questions, we'll be glad to answer them. But this is, so as usual, all meetings will be open and closed promptly according to the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America and the Circle 7, divinely prepared by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, by the guiding of his Father God Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem man from his sinful and fallen stage of humanity back to the highest plane of life where his Father God Allah. All right. I want to get all of that. Now let's see here. I got a couple slides are demonstrating large enough. This looks kind of small. Let's see if I can, here we go. So let's start here. Now, these things here are all foods that deal with the kidney. And in Chinese medicine, the kidney meridian is a very important organ. So the kidney is responsible for many functions, especially keeping the blood clean. So along with the liver, don't get me wrong, but the kidney definitely has to do a lot of filtering. So everything that you drink, everything that you take in through your breath, at some point it's going to have to go and get filtered in through the kidneys, through the liver, through the colon. So we have several filtering processes that go on in our body, different organs that deal with excretion and producing and excreting waste. So in our communities, especially in the Moorish community, the so-called Black community, we deal with a lot of issues around kidney health. We see a lot of our brothers and sisters with the dark circles around the eyes. We also have, and you know, I'm speaking from experience. So if my does not relate to yours, you know, my apologies. I'm sharing my own experiences, and if those experiences are something that you can relate to, I may have some information that may assist you. So I've had several family members who have had diabetes, who have been on dialysis. I've even been the one to transport my aunt my closest aunt to me, rather, to and from dialysis for several months. That was, an interesting experience, quite trying, a little sad, but it is what it is. And so, what I wanted to share here were a few things that we can do preventatively when it comes to holistic medicine, naturopathic medicine, however you want to say, alternative medicine, integrative medicine. It all comes down to one thing: prevention. We are really big on prevention. So it's one thing to, how should I put it? I explained it like this the other day. When most clients come to me, I get clients who are, I want to say, in a challenged health state, right? They've already exercised and exhausted all of the Western medical allopathic options that are available. And oftentimes that's when I get to see the individual once, everyone else has kind of thrown up their hands and given up. And I'm left holding the responsibility of assisting this person out of whatever they're going through and into a new paradigm of health. So, to avoid that, what I prefer to do is to provide tools for individuals so that they can work on themselves, um, actually be proactive, and do a lot of the things that will prevent a lot of these diseases from occurring within the body, because most of these issues can be prevented. Now, there is, undue stress, things that we may not be aware of, environmental factors, environmental toxins, as well as mental factors and emotional factors that aren't often um, taken into consideration when dealing with allopathic medicine. So, there's all these different factors. So, my point of this, saying all of that, is to say I really want people to get it in their heads that we have to be preventative. Our mind state has to be preventive on the medicine side. Just because I'm a naturopathic doctor, holistic health educator, herbalist, and Qigong teacher for 25 plus years, it does not mean that nothing can happen to me. Okay. It doesn't mean that nothing can happen to you. We are all on this planet together experiencing the same things. So, what we have to do is just be cognizant and aware of what we put into our bodies, what we put into our minds, what we take into our eyesight, what kind of air we're breathing, what food we're eating, what words we're speaking, because all of these things, at the end of the day, play a major role in your health. So, you know, let's go to the chart just for a second before we go too deep. And again, please feel free. Let me look in the chat. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody's questions. Hold on one second, family. Yeah, okay. So the room, but okay, that's fine. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. So let me make this chart a little bit so we can see what's going on. So as we can see here, kidney qi deficiency is the first box under the label of syndromes. So kidney qi deficiency would mean that the qi in the kidneys, or the energy, the life force in the kidneys, are not as strong as they should or could be. So what we want to do first is, what are the symptoms that will describe something like kidney qi deficiency? Okay, that would be low back and knee pain. Okay, so a lot of times when people are experiencing that low back pain, knee pain, this is what it's telling you. It's not necessarily a structural issue with your back and or your knee, but oftentimes it's an energetic issue, because the kidneys are directly linked to these parts. That's something I teach often. So that's a big key, y'all. If you're feeling that knee pain, you're feeling that back pain, especially my men, you got to slow down on the ejaculation. I'm just gonna put it out there. I hear a lot of people talking about semen retention these days. Semen retention is great, but if you're not actually practicing a qigong or some form of tantric exercise dealing with the breathing, then all you're doing is just tightening up uh, your scrotum and tightening up your anus. And these things can help you to maintain erection longer, not have certain symptoms such as what they call it, PE, premature ejaculation. So these are things um, that will that let's say this: semen retention will address those things. However, on the long term, it does not address that energy blockage. Now that you've stopped the semen from coming out, what did you do with all of that blocked semen? Did you learn how to transmute it? How to conduct the internal alchemy of Qigong that is taught uh, through the microcosmic orbit and other training methods? If not, feel free to reach out to me. I do teach this and have been practicing these sciences since I was 19 years old. I'm currently 45. So that will put me in the 25 to 26-year range of being fully engaged in these practices. And I am more than qualified and willing to share this information with others. So again, not to belabor the point, but if you're having that lower back pain, knee pain, also premature aging, if you're starting to wrinkle early, um, balding, incontinence, seminal emission, fatigued. So again, as you can see, incontinence, this means you might be urinating on yourself at night. It's also it's talking about seminal emission. So this basically is premature ejaculation, or even uh, what you might hear called wet dreams. So if a man was to ejaculate while sleeping, this just means his kidney energy is not up to par. And there are things that we can do, and we're about to address this. Some of the emotions that one might experience who is also dealing with this would be insecurity and excessive fear. The kidneys and bladder as an organ system, a zong fu system within Chinese medicine, um, holds the emotions of fear and fright. And of course, there's going to be various degrees of these things. So notice this one said insecure or insecurity and excessive fear. Okay. And those are the emotions that are felt when the kidney chi is deficient. So this is a very high science. So I hope someone's taking notes. Oh, peace. I see my brother in the chat. Let me send a little piece back out to my brother. Boom. Yeah. If you want to come in, let me know. I'll pull the link and send it to you. Um, let's see. So some of the healing foods that we might use dealing with kidney deficiency or kidney chi deficiency specifically would be parsley. You also can use wheat. Of course, if you have gluten sensitivity, that might not be your best choice. But also berries, rice. If you're not plant-based, you can use oysters, clams, salmon, also raspberries and blackberries. Okay, pumpkin seeds would also be a good one. It's not on that particular list. Um, Things to avoid. So these are recommendations of things to avoid if you are experiencing some of these symptoms of kidney chi deficiency. Avoid excess of any kind, and that means sexual excess, alcohol, drugs, stress, work, extreme diets. You want to avoid all of those things because they cause undue stress, additional stress on the kidneys. So you definitely want to be careful about how you're interacting with your kidneys. Um, so that's a little bit on the kidney. I'm not going to belabor that anymore. You guys feel free to take screenshots of this information, read over it, and you will get value. There's no way that you cannot receive value from this information. So we could go deeper, but again, I'm gonna let you guys read over it for those who are actually interested in preventative care, which is the proper model for holistic medicine, for naturopathic medicine, etc. Um, so let me move forward. Now let's deal with the liver. So the liver is considered in traditional Chinese medicine to be the governor of the body. It has over 500 metabolic functions and pretty much keeps everything in order. And one little interesting fact about the liver, even for those people who have had liver disease or cirrhosis of the liver and have maybe had parts of their liver removed, that liver, if treated properly and treated with care, will actually begin to grow back. So the liver is a very special organ. It's a very powerful organ, and we should all be um, treating our organs with care, showing them love. Oh man, I got a little visitor, y'all. That's my little man just walked in. Elijah, what's up, man? How you doing? Daddy. Yes, sir. Daddy. You want some of this water? You want some water? Here. Water. Okay, here you go. You got it. Water. Yeah, you want to pour you some? Give me 1 second, family. Let me take care of my little man right here. All right, you good? Okay. All right, family. So go take that in there with mommy. There you go. Open that up. Okay, so the liver. When we're dealing with the liver, wait 1 second. Again, there's several different pathologies that we look for within Chinese medicine and different ways that we address these issues. Um, so let's say I'm going to drop down to liver yang rising. This is classic within Chinese medicine. So if you just drop down one box. Thank you, baby.
Help me.
Okay. You mean open it or close it?
Help me.
Help you close it? Okay. There you go.
Close it.
There you go.
There you go.
So if you scroll down to liver yang rising, you'll see a stack of asparagus there. And this is symbolic also. So I'm gonna try to remember to bring it back to why this asparagus is so important when dealing with the liver. So if we look at the symptoms here, we can see if we see these symptoms: red face, red eyes, red tongue, temporal headache, meaning headache in the temples, right? Insomnia, high blood pressure, constipation. So if you're seeing a combination of two or three of these symptoms, you can pretty much bet that the liver yang is rising. This emotionally also causes anger. Let me keep reading. Let me see what it says here. So emotions: angry, irritable, arrogant, rude, aggressive, and violent. So these are some of the emotions that are attached to. Did you need something, beloved?
Yes.
Hold on 1 second, family. Let's see here. Oh man, my mic, my bad, brother. I just finished. I just finished breaking down some serious science, so I'm gonna back it up just a minute. Appreciate that, by the way. So here we go. I'm gonna break it back. So the healing foods dealing with the liver and specifically with liver young rising. Lemons, limes, asparagus, dandelion, milk thistle, mung beans, celery, seaweed of all different types, lettuce, plums, cucumbers, millet, and tofu. And so, what I was just explaining was that I know we've been told all types of things about tofu, how bad it is, how bad soy is. But what I want to reveal is that we've been under a false paradigm on many things. However, when it comes to soy, the whole thing about soy boys and soy causing cancer and soy uh, causing men to grow breasts, these types of ideas. Let me see. Can you hear me? Nah, I can't. Cool, cool. All right, appreciate it. Yeah, so I just wanted to clear this up because the studies were redone, and it comes to find out that the original study that everyone was quoting, although not everybody read, everybody was regurgitating what somebody else was quoting from a botched study, which is fine. But what it showed is that that study was using non organic, pesticide laden, genetically modified soy. So, in essence, very dirty soy was fed to these mice that had all of these side effects happen. Now, they redid the same study just recently. None of the negative side effects happened. In fact, it showed where the soy was actually reversing cancer. It showed where the soy did not have negative, how shall I say, hormonal effects on the male species. So everything that was said in the past was proven to be wrong and proven that the study was not only botched, and not only did they use a very toxic substance, but even the study itself, like many studies, if you're aware of this, was biased. So it was a funded study for a particular purpose. So you have to be aware of this. It's very important that we vet things and figure out what it is. Now, also, what was left out while I was muted was that I said that for more than 10 years, I was a proponent of that information going against soy. But I'm also wise enough to know when I find out that I'm wrong about something and that the information and the science proves otherwise, sorry, I have to be wise enough and strong enough in my mind to be able to change my mind and not have to deal with, trying to hold on to bad or old, outdated information. Um, but yeah, I don't. What I wanted to also say here, what does it say here at the end? So recommendations include avoid all meats for the springtime. Reduce. Let's see what it say. Reduce all very hot, hot spicy foods. So don't eat many spicy foods and don't eat any animal products during the spring if you're dealing with this. These angry emotions, obviously, there's something connected to eating animal flesh here. And this is just traditional Chinese medicine. This has been in play for over 5,000 years. It was already a full system 5,000 years ago. So we do not know the antiquity of it. We do know that it goes back to African people, though. We can say that. All right, let me go to three major organs that we deal with in traditional Chinese medicine, because these are the three organs that, as an acupuncturist, as a naturopathic doctor, once we do our assessments, these are the three organs that Americans deal with the most. So we've already touched on the kidney, we've dealt with the liver briefly. And remember, please take screenshots of these pictures and you can study this on your own. Remember, we are really focusing on preventative medicine. So I don't want you guys to call me. Well, you can call me when things are bad, but I want you to call me when things are still okay, when you're still good and you're just trying to figure out how to maintain. Let me help you maintain what you're doing. Let's not try to chase down some very vicious disease or disorder that has happened because of years of neglect. Okay. So I'm sharing this information so we can come out of that paradigm and shift into this new paradigm of health where we're proactive and doing the things that we need to do to prevent these things from happening to us. So most people are not really familiar with the spleen, right? But in traditional Chinese medicine, the spleen and the stomach work together. Um, and a lot of men, a lot of our brothers are dealing with spleen chi deficiencies. So I'm going to go straight to spleen chi deficiency, which is the first box under the syndromes, right? And here are some of the symptoms. So you may be familiar with some of these symptoms, you may not. However, again, take a screenshot and then you can go back and read the rest of this and you can get an idea of what's going on within the liver, the different types of disorders that we identify in traditional Chinese medicine for the kidney, for the liver, and the spleen. The reason why this is important because these are the spleen belongs to the earth element. You have the spleen in the stomach. Okay. The liver belongs to the wood element. You got liver and gallbladder. The kidney belongs to the water element. You have kidney and urinary bladder. And so just by having these three charts, you can kind of figure out um, six organs. You pretty much have a roadmap to understanding six of your organs, the six of your main organs that deal with different issues in our bodies. So it's very important to kind of understand some of these things and how quickly and easily we can adjust the thermostat, if you will, of these organs to optimize your health. So when we look at that first box, the spleen chi deficiency, some of the symptoms include fatigue, loose stools, uh, weakness, like you're feeling weak, food allergies, poor appetite, nausea, and bloating, right? Some of the emotions that may be associated with spleen chi deficiency um, may include stuck in same behavior patterns and worry. So if you're stuck in a cycle, a loop, if you will, you may have spleen deficiency. So you can see traditional Chinese medicine is very holistic, and we address not only the physical body, the food, but we also looking at the mind state, the emotional state. So we have to look at the physical, the mental, emotional, spiritual side of the person so that we can understand what's really going on. Healing foods for this particular challenge would be brown rice, oats, spelt, carrots, turnips, sweet potatoes, yams, pumpkins, peas, ginger, and cinnamon. So you can look at these different charts, figure out where you are needing some assistance. And of course, we have a whole like grocery list of things that you can purchase um, at your grocery store or farmer's market to be able to allow your food to be your medicine. And that's really, at the end of the day, that's what we want. That's what our ancient Moorish traditions have taught us through our good brother Imhotep. And we've seen this reverberated down throughout history, um, whether we're talking about the Greeks with Hippocrates, who said the exact same thing, all the way down to today with Dr. Sabi, who said the exact same thing, right? We got to let our food be our medicine. So the last thing I'm going to add here, and I am going to touch on one other thing, is the recommendations. So you want to avoid cold foods if you're dealing with spleen chi deficiency, um, and a lot of raw foods. So if you're having a spleen chi deficiency, this is not the time to go on a raw food diet. As amazing as raw food diets can be and raw food cleanses can be, I have a book called 21 Day Raw Food Detox. But if you're dealing with certain conditions in the body, that may not be the best thing for you at that time. Okay. So going raw is not just a fix all for everybody. It is not a, what's they call a panacea, a cure all. But again, please take screenshots of this information so that, you can assist yourself, assist your family, and at least just have some more knowledge yourself at the end of the day. All right. Oh, matter of fact, let me go back 1 second, family. One thing I did want to touch on is spleen chi deficiency because I know it's a big issue, it's a big topic in our community, or it has been, and people still bring these things up. So I want to address it directly. Um, so we've had certain people in the so-called health sector who have said oats are of no use and no good. Um, Now, oats do contain lectins, right? So these are natural, what do you call them? Insecticides that the plant produces um, that are easily removed through soaking and sometimes through exposing to hot or boiling water for a short period of time to remove these lectins that I guess you can say impede digestion so that now the all of the nutritional factors are available and it is easy to digest. So oats are very beneficial. They do have a lot of beneficial nutrients, vitamin E, silica. It's very good for the skin. It does have protein in it, not a lot, but does have a good bit. If you need it to survive, oats would do it for you. And it's also, like I said, very good for your skin. So not only can you put it on your skin, but by literally by eating it, your skin's hair will take on a glow or a shine. This is why you see horses' coats being so shiny. It is the high level of vitamin E, the tocopherols that are within the oat. Okay, so this is a beneficial food if prepared properly. Right. Also, the other thing I wanted to touch on was the carrot. So again, even people that I highly respect have made comments regarding carrots being a non-natural food, um, being some hybrid of a sweet potato and a queen Anne lace. And, there's many ways you can take this. And however, this it's just not accurate. That's what I'm going to say. It's not accurate. The carrot itself is a wild vegetable. Okay. Even the orange carrot is natural. However, that is one of its genetic mutations, meaning it does not turn orange on its own often. Um, and I may have the math wrong, but it's like 1 in 500, 1 in 600 carrots are orange in nature. So it's a rarity in the wild, an orange carrot. Most of them are purple or white or red, then yellow. Then you have the orange ones. So this was not made up by anyone. It was not cross produced or anything like that. Have they made some that are probably cross produced? Do genetically modified carrots exist? Yes. But the natural carrot does exist as well, and in the orange form. If you do your research, you can go back to there was a king by the name of L'Orange in France. Let me see. Yeah, it is wild. Yeah, there's a king. If you do your research, you'll see L'Orange. I forget his first name. Um, that was where the orange carrot was selected for what's the word I'm looking for? Um, to be cultivated. Excuse me. So it was selected to be cultivated because it's so rare. And he was having this birthday. I forget if it was 30th or 35th, and he wanted everything to be orange. So they, like a year in advance, they started growing the orange carrots and started, really cultivating the orange carrots. And so this was the first time orange carrots were cultivated and then brought into our regular food supply. So, and that's what we have today when it comes to the carrot. Let me see. Going to be supermarket. I know that's right. Yeah. No, man, it's just one of those things. We get a lot of information out here, and what I find, for just my experience is that doing my own due diligence just to double check. Not, I'm not trying to call anybody a liar. I'm not trying to say that you know these people even mean bad by giving the wrong information. I just think they received the wrong information, and that's what they have to share, and so that's what they're sharing. Um, let's see here. Um, I could go into that. I'll kind of skip that. This is just a Chinese medicine looking at nuts and seeds. I'll kind of skip some of the stuff. There we go. So I kind of wanted to touch on mindset a little bit, just briefly, because we can talk um, medicine all day. We can talk about herbs. We can talk about nutrition, about food, about how we can, all these different things. But at the end of the day, everything starts in the mind. Okay. So, in my opinion, the mindset is going to be number one on the list of things that we have to put in place um, proactively and preventively, right? Because, we can all look at our lives in retrospect, and through the rearview mirror, if you will, and we can say, man, I could have did that better. Man, I could have did that better. Or if I had been thinking about that, I would have did it like this. Or if I would have considered this, I would have did it like that. But the beautiful thing is every day is a brand new day, and you can start over, and you can do better than you did yesterday. So what we want to start looking at is when we think about mindset, is the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And this is for all areas of life, for your health, for your wealth, for your family, for you just apply it to anything. And you can start to uh, rid yourself or shed yourself of the things that do not serve you, while at the same time continuing to let me see, baby, continue to support and reinforce the things that are working. And that's just, it's a process. It's daily. It's nothing that um, at least for me, again, I like to keep things I guess me centered because if I'm worried about other people, then I'm not focused on me, and I might be missing something. So I like to focus on myself, not for selfish reasons, as are traditionally. Um, I don't look at selfishness the traditional way. I look at selfishness from the standpoint of being on an airplane. All right, you got to deal with you first. You got to make sure your oxygen mask is fitting tightly and snugly, as they might say when you're on the plane. So just make sure your face mask is on. Um, let me see. So that goes from work. Okay. Making sure I didn't miss anything in there. So what it says here, here's a few things that we can start to approach with our mindset, right? And so when it comes to desires, right, or we want to do, how we want to look at it, or how I like to look at it, is I want to learn new things, and I'm eager to take risks. So these are mindset affirmations, right? Here's another one for skills. Is this really my best work? What else can I improve? Right? So these are questions. These are probing questions to probe your own mind, to get you to think, right? Because thought, as we teach in the Moorish Science Temple, is the cause of it all, right? There's not a thing without a thought. Uh, this fez that I'm wearing, my Tai Chi outfit that I'm wearing, uh, you know, my more radiance product. Like, this was a thought first. Like, I had to think of this, come up with the formula, design the bottle, uh, I had to go through the process with my manufacturer to make sure that this, um, has all the right information on the back. They were meeting all of the FDA requirements, etc. So these are things that I had to consider, put in place, and then bring down from the ether of thought. That's why it's important that we write things down. Once we have the thought, we write it down. That brings it up from this fifth dimensional, uh, place that we can't see per se, down to the third dimension. Now we're looking at it on paper. And then we continue to build upon that thought. Now you have a physical product. Okay. So I don't know if you got, I just realized I'm down at the bottom of the screen, but so this is what I was holding. And basically it's just it's a product of mine. But the reason why this happened is because first it was a thought, you know, uh, or this one, like these were thoughts first. And everything that you're looking at, everything started in somebody's mind. Okay. So I just want you to think about that. It's just kind of like gardening or farming. Um, I have a small farm. You take a seed, you germinate that seed, you bury it in the earth, in some soil, in some fertile soil. You have to give it time. So while it's in that darkness, just like a baby, that seed starts to sprout, starts to grow, and then before you know it, it breaks through the soil, and now you have a plant that's now beginning to vegetate and flower, bloom, blossom, go through the various stages of life, right? And that's with everything that we do. So I kind of wanted to just touch on that briefly. So, like, again, if some of you guys have missed the beginning of this particular demonstration, we're dealing with health from a Moorish perspective, but it's deeper than just health. Like, natural health, holistic health is something that is designed to be preventative. So, again, for those of you who are just getting on, of course, you can call me anytime. I'll be glad to help you. I'll be glad to assist you. But moving forward to the best of my ability, I want to provide an outlet or resource for people that you can have the information that you need so that you can prevent a lot of these illnesses, a lot of these diseases before you come and see me. Um, I can help you stay healthy. That's what I prefer to help people do. Um, and again, I don't, it's been my usual mo for the last 20 years is I'll get somebody who's in stage 4 or somebody who is already having kidney failure already. The doctors have basically thrown their hands up and said, look, we can't do anything else for them. Whatever you can do is what it is. So it's one of those situations where I really want to see people in general, but my people specifically, start to get educated on what they can do daily to maintain optimal health. And it starts here with the mindset. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Boom. That mindset is most important. I did a lecture a couple weeks ago down at a Menala Griot museum here in Atlanta, Georgia, in the West End. And it was an excellent event, by the way. It's a Moorish event. Um, a brother, uh, my good brother actually, Grand Sheikh E. Gates Bey from Temple 21, put together a unity event, and it was called the Taste of Africa. And what he wanted to do was bring various Moorish temples all together into one room, along with some of our African brothers, and have a real discussion about how do we come together, stay together. And it was an excellent event. But what I spoke on there was the power of healing, or the ancient science of healing, and how it was taught. And I shared some sacred lessons on that. But in those lessons, the thing that everyone seemed to really understand and take away, and was kind of the topic of questions after this talk, was that the mind was the supreme power to maintain health. Now, those of you who may be familiar with the placebo effect, now, whenever they test a drug, the goal isn't to find out if the placebo effect works, but how well does the placebo effect work? And that's how they decide whether a medicine gets approved or not. So these are things that we have to really take into consideration. If these corporations that are selling us uh, petroleum laden pills, to basically block our neurotransmitters from expressing symptoms in our body that let us know that we're actually having an issue within our body. And that's what we're calling our healthcare system. Is that what we want? Is that the mind state that we're going to sit at, that we're going to accept? And if so, then you don't need people like me. Okay. If that's what you guys want, then look, it's your choice. Um, so, again, my goal is just to direct and to help people um, reach their goals when it comes to health. I think I got some more information. Oh yeah, the event was powerful, super powerful. We had a brother. We had brothers representing Jamaica there. We had some brothers from Nigeria representing. I had a scholar from Nigeria that spoke, in fact, and dropped some serious jewels on the family. So it was an excellent demonstration. Yeah, it was good. I actually filmed it, and yeah, so it should be live pretty soon. I should be sending that to the brother this week, and going from there. Everybody good? Good. Okay. So yeah, family. Again, if y'all have any questions, the floor is open. Um, I do have a program where I teach this information. You see on the screen here. I'll make it a little bit bigger. So our first level for the naturopathic program is holistic herbalism. So for those of you who are interested in studying naturopathic medicine, we start here, but it does not limit you to just herbalism. In this program, it's a 1-year program. You do receive 3 certifications in the natural health realm. There are other options, but of course, we like to start all of our students here because it covers a lot of ground. We cover traditional Chinese medicine. We cover Ayurvedic medicine. We cover homeopathic medicine. We cover the principles of naturopathic medicine. Um, some of our classes are taught by medical doctors. Other classes are taught by chiropractors. So this knowledge, this level of education is not available anywhere else that we're offering here. But I won't belabor that point. I just wanted to share that with the family. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a brief intermission. And if y'all have any questions, or if you have some friends that you feel like need to get this information, send them a link, invite them in, and just let them know we're going to have an open discussion. And yeah, with that.
Greetings, peace and love, and welcome to Smile Pharmacy Apothecary. We've been here since 2019, and although times have changed and healthcare has evolved, our traditions of compassion and professionalism thrives on. You are always at the heart of what we do. Smile Pharmacy, we heal. Visit us today online or in store at smilepharmacy.com.
Ready to supercharge your energy? Let's dive into detox. Detoxing is simpler than you think. It starts with hydration. Water helps flush out toxins and keeps your organs running smoothly. Aim to drink half your body weight in ounces daily. That's about 75 ounces if you weigh 150 pounds. Not a fan of plain water? Try herbal teas or fruit-infused water for a tasty twist. Next up, raw foods. Fresh fruits, veggies, and sprouted seeds are packed with enzymes and fiber. They boost digestion and sweep out waste, leaving you feeling light and energized. Need a guide? Check out the 21-day Raw Vegan Detox book. It's packed with over 72 delicious recipes to help you reset and recharge. Find it at smaypharmacy.com. So drink up, munch on raw goodies, and get ready to feel amazing. Visit smaypharmacy.com and start your detox journey today.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Have you ever felt frustrated waiting to be seen when you're not feeling your best? Or ever struggled through tests and expensive procedures without ever finding real relief? Imagine if you could get a better understanding of your overall well-being right now, in minutes. What would that mean to you, or to your family? We'd like you to know there's a whole new way to improve your comprehension surrounding your wellness, using a total body scanner unlike any other, right in your own home. This groundbreaking new technology helps you to better understand your body's needs and wellness status, and it's available to you and your family right now. Here's how the science works. Every organ in the human body vibrates at a particular frequency. When illness appears, this frequency changes. Think about it like tuning a guitar. When the string frequencies are incorrect, the music will not sound harmonious. When your body's frequencies are restored, you restore harmony to your whole body.
That was my other baby passing by the door crying. Oh, she don't want to sit on the potty. Okay. Yeah, all right. But yeah, so with that being said, family, let me check the questions here, comments, and all that stuff. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. No, it's pretty good. Yeah, so I just really wanted to leave y'all with that message today. Share some simple health information that you guys can grasp, take with you. Look, one thing you're not going to get from me is cat. Okay. You're not going to get me on here telling you that the heart is not a pump. Okay. You're not going to get me out here telling you that the lung is really the pump for the blood, and that you're not going to get me to come on here and tell you that Egypt and Morocco is really in America. You're not going to get that from me. I don't live in fantasy land. I do believe in using my wonderful imagination, right? But I'm not gonna steer anybody into some fantasy, into some fugazi. I'm not gonna come in here and tell y'all that the sun is black. So if that's what you want to hear, this ain't the spot for you. I'm sorry. If y'all want me to tell y'all some fantastical stuff and tell y'all that I created green juice, that I created apple, celery, and cucumber juice, I literally seen that today. I saw a brother say, I created this juice. I created this. And this is how I heal myself of all my diseases. You can too. Man, I've been making that juice for 25 plus years. I was like, good Lord, I know he didn't just say he created that juice. And this is the most popular online health gurus at the moment. I'm floored, y'all. Like, I'm floored. But I understand everybody's in a different place. And so the people that are fed by that, I'm praying for y'all. The people that want the real information and want access to the information, just ask. I got you. with that, I'm gonna say peace, back family. Let me see what I say here. Touch on. Oh, what you want me to touch on? Oh, I see you over here laughing. Okay, you must have seen that. You must have seen some of that stuff. What you let's say. I can touch on it. What you want me to touch on? I'll go in depth. I was just kind of touching on something that's I've seen in the last day or two that it's one of the reasons longer. Let me see what they say. Oh, give thanks. Give thanks. You as well. I'm gonna have to get you back on here, man. I'm trying my best. I don't want to say try. I'm doing my best to make this a regular thing. I know we had started. I kind of got a little sidetracked with some other projects, but I know I have to make this just a regular thing. I'm gonna eventually get it to a point where I'm doing this at least once a day, uh, whether it's on health, whether we talk about history, um, or any other topic, finance, mindset. But either way, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. I think we've kind of covered a few topics, and I might come back on a little bit later. I'm gonna go check on the family, see what needs to get done around the house, and then I'll be back on a little bit later. All right. Peace and love.